Americans and Russians, for different reasons, have a kind of a special attraction to space. For Americans, it is frontierism, the belief that there needs to be an open frontier, and that space is the new frontier. There needs to be a place beyond which the rules haven't been written yet. So this is very much in our psyche, and it's why, you know, Europe has an economy and a population somewhat larger than the United States. Our space program is 5 times their size.
So what is it for the Russians then?
Well, the Russians are a little different. There's actually a strand of Russian philosophy called Cosmism. Okay, not communism, Cosmism, and it's been around for somewhat over a century. Well, in fact, Tsiolkovsky was a cosmist. But during the Russian Revolution, there was actually a splinter faction whose slogan was, "We demand the right to live forever and travel freely throughout the cosmos." That's a great bumper sticker, right? But there is this kind of philosophy, this cosmist idea. So it's not exactly the same, but, well, it's not the same at all. But nevertheless, I think that's a reason why this was an area in which the Russians chose to excel. And, you know, of course, in the Soviet Union, there were a lot of fake celebrations, you know, that were staged. But if you want to see a real, genuine celebration where the people were really going crazy, it's when Gagarin landed, and you see the men grabbing him and throwing him into the air. I mean, they were wild with delight. Did
you see any of the parades when you were in Leningrad? Were there parades coming through?
No, there were no parades at the time I was in Leningrad. But you can, and of course I was in Leningrad in '69. Gagarin flew in '61. But but you can see video of the reception of Gagarin that he got, and the crowd really went wild. Okay, but and that was genuine. But sure, you know, there's a variety of different cultural stereotypes of Americans, and some are uncomplimentary, like, you know, anti-intellectual. Some have two-sided, the cowboy. But the one that is positive, the positive stereotype of America, is the American inventor. And it goes back to Benjamin Franklin and Edison and the Wright brothers. And, you know, the moon landing was part of that. You know, I mean, it's why Jules Verne, when he sent people to the moon, had Americans do it in his book, right? In fact, they launched from Florida.
Pretty incredible, given when Jules Verne was writing. I hadn't appreciated that, actually. Yeah.
No, but it was already apparent by 1865, which is when that book was written, that America was the country of invention. And we were a country of gadgeteers and inventors, of you know, this kind of thing, that this was, you know, one aspect of American culture, Yankee ingenuity, and that we would be the people who would attempt something like this and do it. And there's a lot of other things correct about that book. They launched from Florida, okay, in a capsule with a crew of 3. They orbited the moon and landed in the Pacific Ocean and were picked up by a United States Navy warship, all as actually happened. Okay, of course, what he got incorrect was he used heavy artillery for propulsion, but you know, but you said 19th century mind grappling with a 20th century problem. You know, we have the analogous problem that, you know, I have ideas on how we're going to terraform Mars, and I think Mars is going to be terraformed, but it'll probably be terraformed by ways considerably more sophisticated than anything I can propose, because I'm a 20th century mind grappling with a 22nd century problem.